weapon, fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to let it go. Really like fire. Yeah. Right, rear racing, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Life live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right, rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right, rear racing. We ain't playing. Start your engines. We need your time. Right, rear racing. We ain't playing. Start your engines. It's your time.
And welcome back to Right Rear Racing as we bring you Dirt Series Promotions Show Me 100 here at Lucas Oil. Looks like we're going to have about 12 drivers here tonight for our show here on Thursday night, and hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. Looks like we have about a minute and a half left of practice. Then after that, we're going to have a 2-lap qualifying followed by one heat race with all 12 drivers are going to be in it. We're going to have half the field inverted, so the top 6 will be inverted for that heat race, and it's going to be a 12-lap race. And then right after that, we're going to have about a 3-minute warm-up session, try to get this track broken where we have multiple grooves of racing, and then following that 3-minute warm-up session, we're going to have your main event here for 100 laps at Lucas Oil and your super late models. Be sure that you jump into the chat on either platform, on Facebook or YouTube, and let us know who you're cheering on and wanting to win tonight, and we'll try to give you a shout out as well as seeing that you're cheering on your driver here tonight. And our practice session is going to be completed, so we're going to go right into our qualifying here tonight. We're going to follow along with the first one that goes out onto the track. As we take a look around the Lucas Oil here, looks like Jordan Comblentz is going to try to make his way out there in that 27 machine. He goes up to the line. Mr. Fry in that 99 machine, he's going to be out there first, getting his speed up here through 3 and 4 as he comes off turn 4. He's going to be getting the green flag for his first lap here tonight. Going into turn number 1, trying to get that right rear right on the marbles. Diamonds off turn 2, coming down the back straightaway for his first lap, coming around in turn number 3. Coming off turn 4 for his first lap here. The lap time is going to be a 13:97. We're going to go along with Bickford here in that 07 for his first lap as he's working his way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. As he's working his way off turn 4, he's going to get at the line, get his first lap in. And Bickford's going to top the leaderboard with a 13:79. Derek Darnell in the 86 machine. Top of the leaderboard there momentarily, but Brad Allman has the top of the leaderboard right now with a 13.72. Can Derek Darnell get faster here on the second lap? And at the line, his second lap is going to be a 13.87. And Brad Allman in that 9A machine, he got a 13.90 on his second lap. And we have Tanner Tomasi in the 09 machine. He's going to be out there getting some laps in, trying to get his quick time. Josh Smith in the 83 machine, he's going to hit a 13.78. That's going to jump him up to third. And as we follow along with Tomasi here, Tomasi's going to get a 13.72. That's going to put him up there at the top of the leaderboard with Brad Allman. Can Tanner jump Allman here on the second lap as he's working his way through 3 and 4 one last time in at the line? His second lap is going to be a 13.86. We have Colton Snyder in the 24 machine. He's got a 13.78 his first lap. That's going to put him fifth on the leaderboard as he's working his way around 3 and 4 for his last time here for qualifying. His second lap time is going to be a 13.85. So we follow along with Keaton Holder here in the 66 machine. He's getting the green flag as he's going to run that top shelf there and 1 and 2, working his way down the back straightaway. Landon Newman is going to be hitting the top of the leaderboard as well with a 13.71 in that 31 machine as we follow along still with the 66 of Keaton Holder. Holder's going to get a 13.73. That's going to put him fifth on the leaderboard. Clay Simpson in the 25 machine is on top of your leaderboard in that 25 machine as he hit a 13.69 his first lap and a 13.76 his second lap. With in the 099 machine, his first lap was a 13.75, and we're following along through 3 and 4 on his second lap, and his second lap time is going to be a 13.77. So it looks like we're going to have Clay Simpson at the top of the leaderboard with a 13.69. We have Landon Newman in the 31 machine. He's going to have a 13.71. Brad Allman with a 13.72. Tanner Tomasi with a 13.72 as well. Keaton Holder with a 13.73. With a 13.75. That's going to be your top 6 invert. Again, we're going to have the top 6 be inverted. So we're going to have Witt in that 099 starting on the pole. On his outside is going to be the 66 of Keaton Holder. Inside row number 2 has Tanner Tomasi in the 09. And on his outside is going to be the 9A of Brad Allman. Inside row number 3 has Landon Newman in the 31 machine. And on his outside is going to be the 25 of Clay Simpson. Row 4 has Derek Darnell in the 86 machine on the inside with the 83 of Josh Smith on his outside. Row number 5 has Colton Snyder in the 24 machine on the inside with Tyler Bickford on his outside in the 07. Row number 6 has Jordan Komblitz in the 27 machine on the inside and Mr. Fry on his outside in the 99. Again, we're going to have 12 lap heat race here tonight. And Phil just rolls out of turn 4, getting the rolled up green flag. We're set to go underway next time around. The pace truck's going to dive off here in turn number 2. The field is led by the 099 of Witt with Keaton Holder and the 66 on his outside, the 09 of Tanner Tomasi. He's going to be inside row number 2 with Brad Allman on his outside in that 9A. As they enter turn number 3, they're waiting for that green light to hit them as they're going to get underway here, coming off turn 4, waiting for that green light, and we're underway here at your Show Me 100 for your heat race action. as the 099 is running the bottom side. The 66 of Keaton Holder is running the outside. Tanner Tomasi is going to try to get that bottom side going into turn number 3. Also, the 25 of Clay Simpson is going to follow suit. The 09 is going to try to get something there on the bottom with Tanner Tomasi. And the 66 of Keaton Holder still running that top shelf through 1 and 2. We also have Witt still holding on to the lead here early on into the race going into turn number 3 as he comes off turn number 4. Still holding on the lead with the 099 of Witt. Brad Allman and Clay Simpson, they're both battling out for position number 4. That's going to be the 25 on the inside and the 9A of Brad Allman on the outside as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The 25 is going to slide up there in front of Brad Allman. Brad's going to cross him over. Again, this is a battle for 4th between Brad Allman and the 25 of Clay Simpson. Brad went in there a little bit hot there and made contact with Tanner Tomasi. That's going to allow Clay Simpson to make that pass on him on the outside, and Landon Newman's going to be right there as well, as we're still only 4 laps into this race. I had to remind myself that it is going to be a 12-lap heat race. And we're going to have a battle for your lead now as the 66 looking through a slide job there in 3 and 4. The 99 of Witt's going to cross him back over going to turn number 1. The 66 of Keaton Holder's running the outside line here coming off turn 2. The 99 is going to be right there on the bottom trying to go down low. He's going to slide up and try to block that line from the 66 of Keaton Holder as they're reaching the flag, staying with the cross flags with halfway here in heat race action. The 66 is going to try to throw a slide job there on Witt. The 099 is going to look to come back down, and Tanner Tomasi is going to be right there into the action as they're working their way through 3 and 4. And Clay Simpson's going to be there as well. Keaton Holder still battling out with Witt here in 1 and 2, and Keaton's going to blink out just a little bit. That's going to allow Witt to make that pass there. Coming off turn 4, we're side by side, battle for the lead between the 66 and the 99. But Clay Simpson, he's making his way up there. We're going to have a little bit of contact between Witt and that's Witt and Keaton. We'll go take another look at it here as they work their way off turn 4 here. We'll try to speed it up just a little bit. As they work their way off turn 4, following Keaton Holder. Again, it's battle for your lead. You see them going side by side down the front straightaway going into turn number 1. Clay's going to be right there. The 99 of Witt's right there as well. Makes contact with him right in his left rear. Going to shoot him up the track. He's going to hit the tires coming off turn 2. Collect Tanner Tomasi, and I believe that's everyone else. I don't know how Brad Allman missed him. I don't know who was that last car that made contact with Keaton Holder there. I think that might have been, it was Derek Darnell in the 86. That was the last car that made contact with Keaton Holder. And I hate to see that for Keaton, as he's going to end up finishing 12th here, most likely in your heat race action. The field just received the run-up green flag. We're set to go underway. Next time around, the 099 of Witt, he's still leading the field. Again, it's going to be a single file restart with Clay Simpson in the 25, moving up 4 spots in this heat race. And Tanner Tomasi still sitting in 3rd, Landon Newman in 4th, and Brad Allman rounds out your top 5 here in your heat race action. As we do have, I believe, 3 laps remaining. We'll find out here at the line as the ticker's going to reset as we are lap 9. So yes, we do have 3 laps here remaining. Can the 99 of Witt hold off Clay Simpson? Clay's going to look down low going into turn number 3. He's going to slide up there in front of Witt, and that 99 Witt's going to cross him back over. We got a battle for the lead on your screen as these drivers just received the popsicle sticks with 2 laps remaining here tonight. The 99 is going to slide up, and Clay's going to be right there on the bottom. Clay's going to throw a slide job once again in turn number 3. The 99 is going to look to cross him over in turn number 4. We're going to be side by side at the line as I get the white flag here in heat race action. The 99 is going to slide up in front of Clay, and Clay is going to do a crossover move. We're side by side down the back straightaway going in turn number 3. The 25 is looking to throw a slide job once again. The 99 is going to diamond off. We have a drag race to the line, and at the line, give that win to Clay Simpson by a .028. 0.028 on that win for Clay Simpson in that 25 in the heat race. And the rest of the field for your heat race action, Brad Allman finishes out in 3rd. Tyler Bickford in 4th. Josh Smith 5th. Landon Newman 6th. Tanner Tomasi in 7th. Colton Snyder 8th. Jordan Blintz 9th, Derek Darnell in 10th, Fry in 11th, and Holder in 12th. Sounds like we're going to go racing in about 2 minutes of the warm-up session here. This track should be pretty racy here tonight, as you just seen it in that heat race where they had that racing line, or good racing there. And the next race with Dirt Series Promotion is going to be on Thursday, September 17th. Again, that's Thursday, September 17th for the World 100. Again, September 17th will be your World 100 here with Dirt Series Promotions, as next time we're going to be live on a Thursday. And right now is a good time to go grab a drink, grab your dinner, grab your snacks, whatever you're wanting to do to get ready for your 100 lap event here tonight with 12 drivers. I don't want to jinx it, give the announcers jinx, but I see us running a lot of green flag stretches here tonight. And looking at it, it looks like we're just on YouTube here tonight, as it some reason kicked my broadcast off on the Facebook side of things, and we'll try to get down to the nitty and gritty of that one to figure out what happened exactly right there. As this warm-up session is still they're trying to get this track where we got multiple grooves. Again, that's going to be Witt in that 099 machine. Clay Simpson in the 25, who snuck away with that win, and the warm-up session is over with. We're going to have your starting lineup here momentarily, followed up by your 100 laps here tonight. And starting on your pole tonight is going to be the 25 of Clay Simpson. On his outside is going to be the 099 of Whit Kinsley. And on row number 2 has Brad Allman in the 9A on the inside with Tyler Bickford in the 07 on his outside. Row number 3 has the 83 of Josh Smith and Landon Newman on the outside in the 31. Row number 4 has Tanner Tomasi in the 09 on the inside with Colton Snyder in his 24 machine on the outside. Row number 5 has Jordan Koblenz in the 27 machine on the inside with Derek Darnell in the 86 on his outside. And the last and final row here for your Show Me 100 with Dirt Series Promotions is going to have Fry in the 99 on the inside and Keaton Holder in the 66 on your outside there. Once again, we're set and ready here for your 100 laps here with your Show Me 100 with Dirt Series Promotions. Drivers did the last final touches to their setups to get ready, and see them all out here on the track waiting for the rolled up green flag, which they should be getting it off of turn 4 this time around. They didn't get it that time around. We're still waiting here. And this time around, for sure, the truck lights are off. Their field is getting the rolled up green flag as we're set to go underway next time around for your Show Me 100. And the pace truck did pull off there in turn number 2. And the field is being led by the 25 of Clay Simpson and Whit in that 099 machine. Brad Allman and Tyler Bickford on that second row. Josh Smith and Landon Newman in the third row. Tanner Tomasi and Colton Snyder, fourth row. Jordan Koblenz, Derek Darnell in that fifth row. And the final row is going to be Fry and Holder. And we do have the green flag flying here. We're underway here for your Show Me 100. The 25 machine of Clay Smith. Simpson's going to try to get that bottom side going. The 099 of Whit. He's going to have a good run on the outside. That's going to allow Brad Allman to come back down on that bottom side and try to get a good run as they almost made contact. That's Clay and Whit off of turn 2, and lap number 1 is in the books, and give that lead to Brad Allman as Allman's running that bottom side. Here comes Whit trying to get back into the action, or back around Brad Allman, I should say. The 07 of Tyler Bickford still running in fourth. We're looking to go 3 wide there momentarily. The 09 of Tanner Tomasi is right there on the bottom side. Josh Smith is right underneath him. They're side by side. That's for position number 5 on your screen. The 31 of Landon Newman's trying to enter on the outside there and trying to make it go 3 wide. It's still Brad Allman up there in the front here early on in your race. The 07 of Tyler Bickford's going to go on the outside there, 1 and 2, trying to get something there on the outside and make that pass on Clay Simpson. The 31 of Landon Newman's going to be right there as well. Thought he was going to try to push this and go 3 wide there, coming off 4. But the 07 of Tyler Bickford's getting that top side going here off turn 2 down the back straightaway. We're going to go back up to the front as Whit's trying to run that bottom groove, and Allman's running the top side. Again, we're only a few laps into this race here. Landon Newman getting that middle groove going, trying to make that pass on Bickford. Bickford has a better run off the top self as they work their way down the back straightaway. And turn number 3, as they work their way off turn 4, we're going to go back up to the front. As you see Whit trying to get a run here on Brad Allman. Allman's up there on the top shelf in 1 and 2. And Whit's going to run that middle groove off of turn 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3. And Allman's still running that top shelf there through 3 and 4. Getting a great run off of turn 4 there. And you see Whit's running that middle groove and getting a good run, trying to stay right there with Brad Allman. Bickford's going to be right there trying to close that gap between himself and Witt, as they work their way off turn 4. Landon Newman's kind of settling in as well. They're in 4th. Clay Simpson and the 25 machines trying to hold off Josh Smith as Josh is trying to run that middle groove, trying to make that pass on the outside of Clay. That's going to be a battle for 5th on your screen between the 25 and the 83. The 25 of Clay Simpson, he's going to try to get that bottom side going. Here comes Josh Smith, make that pass. And Josh is going to take 5th away from Clay down on lap number 9 here. And now we see Colton Snyder in the 24 machine make that pass on Clay and make his way up there into your 6th position. I don't know if Clay's might be saving some tire here and going to be shooting up to the front here late in the race, but Jordan Blitz in that 27 machine is in 8th right behind him, trying to close that gap as well with Derek Darnell. And we're going to go back up here to the front. As you see, your top 3 drivers here are all right on top of each other. As soon as I say that, Brad Allman's going to get a good run there off of turn 4. Tyler Bickford's trying to get that top stuff going once again as they work their way off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Basically nose to tail down the back straightaway going into turn number 3 as they work their way off turn 4. Allman just has a better run there off of 4 there. And Witt just getting that middle side going there as Tyler and both Allman are running the top shelf basically all the way around this track. Now Tyler Bickford's going to get a good run off of turn 2, trying to make that pass on Witt for 2nd. As they work their way off turn 4, gives 2nd position to Tyler Bickford in that 07 machine. Now Bickford's going to go on the charge against Allman here as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. We're going to be side by side working our way through 3 and 4 as they come off turn 4. Still give the lead to Brad Allman in that 9A machine. The 07 of Tyler Bickford's going to look a little bit lower here in 1 and 2. As Allman almost pushed off the track there. Going to get a good run off turn 2. We're still side by side. This is the battle for the lead here on lap number 17. And Brad Allman just has a better run off of turn 4 there. Going into turn 1, a little bit hot there. That's going to allow Bickford to have to push on the brakes there, so that way he didn't get in the back of him there. And Allman pushed up once again. That's going to allow Bickford to make that pass. And Bickford is going to take over the lead here on lap number 18. The 99 of Witt, he's going to be right there as well, as he's trying to stay right there with Bickford. As Bickford's moved up 3 spots so far, and that's all the spots he can get, but he's moved up 3 spots, and he's still your hard charger as well. And Landon Newman's trying to reel in Brad Allman to try to get up there on that podium, as we're not even coming around and getting 20 laps in here so far. Josh Smith is still trying to hold on to his 5th position as Colton Snyder right there in that 24 machine is trying to make that pass on Josh. We also have Jordan Blintz in that 7th position. He's trying to reel these 2 drivers in front of him and to try to make that pass to try to get there in that top 5 as we near the quarter mark of this race. And Bickford has gotten a gap on Witt here, as Bickford has about a 1.3 second gap on the field, as Witt's right there in that 0.99. Brad Allman's in 3rd. We still have Landon Newman right there in 4th. Your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th drivers, they're all right there on top of each other as they work their way through 3 and 4. Can Landon Newman get that bottom side going and try to make that pass on Brad Allman there in 3 and 4? Allman's going to go down to the middle of the shelf there in 1 and 2, and here comes Landon Newman looking down low as they go into turn number 3. Battle for 3rd on your screen between the 9A and the 31. The 9A of Brad Allman's going to get a good run off of 4. Going to go a little bit higher than that 0.99 of Witt through 1 and 2 as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The 0.99 of Witt's trying to hold off the 9A of Brad Allman. Almost got that was a better lap for Allman to try to reel in Witt. Witt almost hit that tractor tire down low. That's going to mess him up just a little bit. That's going to allow Brad Allman to try to close that gap as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Now Witt's going to slide up just a little bit, and Landon Newman's trying to close that gap as well. Derek Darnell in that 86 machine made that pass on Josh Smith. That's going to move him up into your 6th position, as Derek Darnell's trying to reel in Colton Snyder and get into your top 5 here. We're going to go back up to your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and as we've been covering this this coverage here with your second, third, and fourth drivers. Tyler Bickford is still out in the lead. He's still maintaining that 1.3 second gap on the field here. And lap traffic should not be an issue here until possibly late in the race, but I don't even see it being an issue unless someone just happens to hit the tractor tire, jumps off the track. Brad Allman's going to try to make that pass on the outside. We're side by side. Come off turn number 4, give the position still to Witt. And that 0.99, Witt's going to try to run that bottom shelf. Bottom side once again, Brad Allman's up high. We're going to be side by side down the back straightaway going in turn number 3. Allman went in a little bit hotter there. That's going to allow him more momentum as he's working his way off turn 4. He's going to take over your second position. Landon Newman's trying to follow along there with Brad Allman. And with Landon Newman's trying to get that top shelf and make that pass on Witt, and he's going to move up into that third position. Colt Snyder's right there as well. I don't know where he came from, but he's going to try to make that pass on Witt in that 0.99. He's going to get him around as well, and Colt Snyder's going to move up into your fourth position. And Witt has moved back to fifth, as Derek Darnell is going to be right there as well, trying to get into that fifth position around Witt as they work their way through 3 and 4. Brad Allman still holding that top line down with a 1.2 second gap between him and 1.3 second gap between him and Tyler Bickford as the field goes through 3 and 4. Basically, all your top drivers here, that's going to be 2nd through 7th, all running the top side there. Here, as we just, you see all your drivers running that top side there, and we got Jordan Comblentz running in 8th. And everyone's kind of settling in here. We're not even halfway through this 100 laps here at the Show Me 100. As Landon Newman's trying to get a good run. Colt Snyder looks like he has brake check just a little bit going in turn number 3. Trying to close that gap on Bickford as Bickford still maintains your lead. It's down to just 1 second gap between Tyler Bickford and the field. As we take a look at Bickford once again, I see him kind of running that middle line. It looks like through 1 and 2. We're going to watch him here in 3 and 4. Then come down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Yeah, he's running like a slider line there in 1 and 2. Brad Allman is trying to separate himself from Landon Newman and the rest of the field as well to try to reel in Tyler Bickford and slowly closing that gap between himself and Tyler Bickford as Brad Allman's running that top shelf all the way around the track. He's closed that gap down to a half a second as the rest of the field is right there as well, trying to all reel in Tyler Bickford here as we are now 39 laps in the books here. Allman pushed a little bit there in 1 and 2. Now Colt Snyder's looking down low on Landon Newman as they worked their way off turn 2, down the back straightaway into 3. Colt's thought different of it and came back up there in line and settling in here as we're not even halfway through. Had a little bit of contact there. Witt's going to go over the berm just a little bit. Now he's going to get back on the track and get back underway. Now Colt Snyder's trying to poke his nose just underneath Landon Newman. That's going to be trying to get onto the podium here. Now the 99 had to slow up going on turn number 3 as 1st through 7th are all right here on top of each other running the top shelf around this track here at the Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. And 31 of Landon Newman went in just a little bit hot there. Turn number 1 as they work their way down the back straightaway. And the gap is, you see it right there. He's basically right caught up to Tyler Bickford in that 07 machine. And thanks for all the likes over on YouTube. Again, I don't know what happened with the Facebook site. They canceled it or something over there. I got to still look into it after this broadcast is over with. And Colt Snyder's going to make that pass on Landon Newman. Newman's going to go all the way back to 7th, running 3rd, going to 7th. And Derek Darnell moved up into your 4th position. Now Witt's going to be right there as well, trying to battle it back out just to get into your 4th position. I don't know what happened there as Landon Newman, I think, went over the berm through on 1 and 2. Now that's going to change everything up as it's Tyler Bickford, Brad Allman, and Colt Snyder for your top 3. Brad's going to go over the berm right there, and that's going to allow Colton Snyder to move up into your second position. He's moved up 6 spots so far. Can he make it one more, as he's still going to be your hard charger now, moving up 6 spots? Can he maintain that position? We do have some contact, I think, going as Brad Allman is trying to hold off the 0.99 of Witt as they work their way into turn number 3. Witt's going to be right there on his bumper coming off turn 4. Derek Darnell still running in 5th. Josh Smith in 6th. And Landon Newman in the 31 machine after jumping the curb burn there, and 1 and 2 has moved all the way back to your 7th position. And now we got a battle for your lead as we just now reached the cross flags as at the halfway point here of your Show Me 100. Tyler Bickford and Colton Snyder. Snyder's trying to get a move here on Bickford. And we also have pass there for 3rd. That's going to be Witt, and the 0.99 made that pass on Brad Allman. We're going to go back up to the front as you see Colton Snyder trying to throw a slide job on Bickford. Did not clear as Bickford got a better run there off of turn 2 down the back straightaway into 3. Kind of separated himself just a little bit going down the back straightaway. Can Colton Snyder go ahead and reel in Bickford once again as they work their way through 1 and 2. Your top 3 drivers are right here, almost nose to tail coming off turn 2. As they go into turn number 3, Bickford's going to look a little bit lower than Snyder. Snyder's going to go up high, get a good run. We're going to be nose to tail coming off turn 4. Snyder's going to be right there. I thought he was going to throw a slide job once again. Didn't do it this time. He's going to be try to be on his nose. Witt's going to be right there. I think he slipped up just a little bit on his exit off of 2. And Snyder's got something rolling here on the top shelf off turn 4. And Bickford's going to be right there. We're going to be side by side going down the back straightaways. Snyder's going to look down low, try to throw a slide job on Bickford, and Bickford's just going to overshoot it, or Snyder overshot that slide job, and Bickford's just going to drive through it. And now Snyder's going to go down low. We do have a caution. We have a caution that's going to save Bickford as Bickford went down to the bottom side. Snyder and Witt went to the top side, and that's going to be on lap number 55 when that caution came out. We're going to go take another look at it with Landon Newman in the 31 machine. He's going to run that top side there. Josh Smith sounds like he might be coming up there and throwing a slide job. That's exactly what happened. Throwing a slide job. That was, I don't even see them making contact, but that looked like net code to me, and got the right rear from Josh Smith and ended up stopping and causing that caution to come out there. And if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get notified when we go live right here on Right Rear Racing. As we're going to be going live on Tuesday for we're going to be live on Tuesday for the UMP League with Right Rear Racing UMP League. Again, the next time that we're going to be live with Dirt Series Promotions is going to be on September 17th. And setting up for the Delaware double file restart. Colton Snyder in the 24 machine. He's going to pick the top crew. Brad Allman is going to go down low. I don't know what happened with Witt. So Delaware double file restart. Colton Snyder ended up picking in the outside line, so all your even numbers are on the outside and all your odds are on the inside. Tyler Bickford's going to have his own road to himself as they work their way off turn 4, getting the road up. Green flag. We're set to go underway next time around. See the pace truck pull off there in turn number 2. As they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3, Tyler Bickford can hit that loud pedal anytime he wants. As he's going to hit that loud pedal and get us back underway here for your Show Me 100. Once again, Brad Allman's trying to get something there on the bottom side. Colton Snyder, he's going to run that top shelf again through 1 and 2s, carrying that left front as he comes off turn 2, getting a good run. He's trying to reel in Tyler Bickford as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. As they're working way off turn 4, we do got them going 3 wide back there. That's going to be the 86, the 09, and the 25. They're going 3 wide. Josh Smith is up there on the top shelf. The 09, that's Tanner Tomasi going to make contact with Josh Smith. That is Josh is going to move up into your 4th position. We're going to go back up to the front, as I believe we're side by side. Yes, we are. The 24 of Snyder's trying to run that middle groove, and Bickford still out there on the top shelf. Brad Almond, he's going to be right there. We do got the caution flag coming out on Keaton Holder. As Holder's trying to get that bottom side going. Tanner Tomasi is getting into the 25 of Simpson, and the 31 of Newman's going to make contact with Tanner Tomasi came down and collected up Keaton Holder, made Keaton Holder hit that tractor tire. And you see a lot of people going into the pits. Tanner Tomasi, Clay Simpson, Derek Darnell, Landon Newman, and Keaton Holder. That's half the field that made the pit stops there. Fry is beneficial of that one, moving up 4 spots. Jordan Clements, he's moved up 4 spots as well, and Witt has moved us back into your 6th position. And with that caution coming out, we do have a new leader of the 24 of Colton Snyder. He's going to be leading the field. Tyler Bickford in the 07 machine. In 2nd, Brad Almond. In 3rd, Josh Smith. In 4th, Jordan Clements rounds out your top 5. We're going to take a look at here with Tyler Bickford. Bickford is going to pick the outside groove here for your Delaware double file restart. Brad Almond's going to be on the inside. And as the field rolls off turn 4, we're getting the rolled up green flag. We're set to go underway once again next time around. As we're over halfway, it's go time most likely for all these drivers, as some of them say that their tires and ready here for this last little stretch. As Colton Snyder leads the field into turn number 3. You can hit that loud pedal anytime. He's going to get that loud pedal and get us underway here once again for your Show Me 100. He's going to get a good jump on the field as he's going to go in turn number 1. Brad almost running that bottom side as Bickford's going to get that outside going. Bickford got a good run off of turn 2 as Almond's going to move back into your 3rd position. Jordan Clements is going to be side by side with Josh Smith. Smith is going to take off into your 4th position. Smith's going to slide it just a little bit. We're going to go 3 wide off of turn 2. Smith on the outside, Clements in the middle, and that's going to be Witt running the bottom side. Witt's trying to get that bottom side going. We're still 3 wide. Battle for 4th between Josh Smith, Jordan Clements, and now I believe it's Tanner Tomasi trying to get that bottom side going, whereas they work side by side with Jordan Clements. And Tomasi's still trying to get something going. Here comes Clements looking to make that pass on Josh. Josh just has a better run off on the outside as we have just under 40 laps here remaining. Tomasi's going to try to throw a slide job, going to make contact with Jordan Clements. Clements is going to go off the track, going to stay green. We do have Landon Newman making contact as well with Clements as they work their way down the back straightaway. We're going to go back up just a little bit as Tanner Tomasi is going to try to make his move on Josh Smith here soon. He's trying to reel him in off of turn 2. This is a battle for position number 4 as they work their way through 3 and 4 here, and Colton Snyder's trying to stretch his gap on the field as he's working his way into turn number 1, trying to get that top shelf going. Clay Simpson's trying to make something work on the bottom, and Josh Smith's going to be right there on the bumper of Brad Almond as they go into turn number 3. Tanner Tomasi's looking for a 2-4-1 special in 3 and 4, and the 9A of Brad Almond's going to cross him back over at the line, give it to the 09 of Tanner Tomasi. But Brad Almond's going to throw a slider back to him there in 1 and 2. Tanner Tomasi's going to clear, and we get that top shelf going down the back straightaway. Going into turn number 3, trying to reel in Tyler Bickford here, as Colton Snyder has a 1.2 second gap on the field here with roughly 34 laps remaining, I should say, as Colton Snyder's just getting that top shelf going. And go back here to where Brad Almond and Clay, they're battling it out for position number 4 as Almond's getting that bottom side going. Clay's going to go try to get that top shelf going. This, again, battle for 4th position. We're going to go back up to just a slot here as Tanner Tomasi's going to make contact with Bickford. Bickford's spoiler came off just a little bit, but I guess it has damage now instead of it coming off. That was kind of a... And Tanner Tomasi is going to move up into your second position as he just slid into Tyler Bickford there on that last lap. Now Bickford's going to go down to the bottom. Clay Simpson in the 25 machine. He's right there as well. Brad Allman's trying to stay right there in contention and reel in Clay Simpson and the rest of the field here. As we do have 30 laps remaining here in your main event. Can Colton Snyder hold off the field here as for your last 30 laps as he's working that top shelf? Tomasi is trying to reel him in. Clay Simpson and Tyler Bickford, they're battling it out for position number 3 as Clay Simpson's going to throw a slide job, go off the track just a little bit. The 07 of Tyler Bickford's going to cross him back over and get that position back and throw a slide job back on turn number 1 and 2. And Bickford's still holding on to that third position now. And now Tomasi's reeled in Snyder here as he's right there on his bumper going into turn number 1 as they work their way off turn 2. This is a battle for the lead between the 24 and the 09 as they work their way down the back straightaway. Tomasi's going to look down low, throw a slide job on Snyder. Snyder's going to look to cross him over here off of turn 4 and at the line give it to Tanner Tomasi and that 09 machine as he's going to move up into your lead. But here comes Snyder, not letting up just yet as he's throwing a slide job on Tomasi. Tomasi's going to cross him over in 1 of 2s as they go into turn number 3. I believe Colton Snyder went up just a little bit and got that right rear on that flat platform there in 3, and that's going to allow Tanner Tomasi to walk away just a little bit on that gap and maintain that lead as Colton Snyder's trying to get something here late in this race. As at the line we're going to have 25 laps remaining. Can Colton Snyder hold on to his second position or reel in Tanner Tomasi? As we do have 25 laps remaining here tonight for your Show Me 100. Tyler Bickford's moved down to that bottom side trying to get something there in 1 and 2. Clay Simpson's running that top shelf through 3 and 4, and Tanner Tomasi now has a 1.4 second gap on the field here. And Colton Snyder's trying to hold off Bickford through 1 and 2 as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bickford in that 07 machine is trying to reel in Colton Snyder and be right there. And it looked like Clay Simpson just slipped up there in turn number 3. We're looking to go side by side off turn 2. Battle for second on your screen between the 24 and the 07. The 07 is going to look down low, going in turn number 3, slide up right in front of Colton Snyder, and Snyder's going to hit him right in the left rear, and that's might end up causing Bickford's race to be over here. As Clay Simpson's moved up into your third position, and Witt is going to be right there trying to throw a slide job on Clay to try to get into that third position. And we're at the line. We have 20 laps, or I'm sorry, I'm a lap ahead. We do have 21 laps remaining here tonight. The battle on your screen now is between the 099 and the 25. That's going to be for position number 3 as the drivers work their way off of turn 4. Now we do laps here to remaining for your Show Me 100. You see all these drivers are kind of running that top shelf here. Tanner Tomasi, your leader, went and put a 2 second gap on Colton Snyder. As you see Fry up there on the top shelf as Tomasi's coming around. That's going to be the first lap traffic that we do encounter here. Colton Snyder still in second. Witt in that 099 is going to be in third. Clay Simpson in fourth, and Tyler Bickford rounds out your top 5 now. Allman, who was up there earlier, he's moved all the way back to your 9th position in his 9A. And Tomasi made his way around Fry for that lap traffic. And battle on the screen now is with Tyler Bickford in that 07 machine getting that bottom side going with Clay Simpson on the top side of that 25. That's going to be for position number 4, slight contact as they go into turn number 3. Coming off turn 4, it's still going to be Clay Simpson holding on to that 4th position. Tanner Tomasi is separating himself just a little bit here as Bickford makes that pass for 4th, but the 25 is going to cross him back over, working their way down the back straightaway. The 07 machine is going to look to slide down and diamond off the turn there and make that pass for 4th. So we're going to go back up to where Tanner Tomasi is, coming up on Josh Smith, trying to put Smith down on the lap as Tanner Tomasi is putting about trying to get a 4-second gap here at the line. Is make that a 4-second gap on Colton Snyder. And that's not Colton Snyder anymore, as Witt in that 099 machine just made that pass for second. We do have your battle for second on the screen between the 24 and the 099. The 24 is going to throw a slide job there on the 099. And at the line, give it to Witt in the 99 machine, Witt's going to slide up there in front of Colton Snyder in 1 and 2. Snyder's going to try to get that good run off of turn 2, going down the back straightaway. Snyder's going to stay up top. We do have lap traffic right there, and Fry's going to, or that's going to be Witt throwing that slide job on Fry. Now here comes Snyder trying to throw that slide job on Fry as well, trying to get back around Witt in that 099 as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Snyder's getting that right rear off the top of the track there just a little bit as he's trying to still stay there with Witt here. And Clay Simpson's right there as well, wanting to get into a podium's position. Tyler Bickford's going to be right there as well. And at the line, we do have 10 laps remaining as Tanner Tomasi has a 5-second gap on the field. He's going to have 10 laps remaining as well, with the rest of the field now here in the closing laps of this race. And the next car that's going to go a lap down is going to be Derek Darnell on that 86 machine, who's currently running 10th if Tomasi makes it around him as he's working the bottom side through 3 and 4. And go ahead and put Derek Darnell down a lap. We're going to go back to Witt, or Clay Simpson has made that pass on Colton Snyder's. Now Simpson's into your top 3 here, and Snyder's going to try to hold on to that 4th position or try to make that pass once again on Simpson, and Bickford still right there as well. And we do have a battle for 6 right now. That's going to be the 66 and the 31. And a little bit of contact, and Keaton Holder's going to go ahead and let Landon Newman back around as he made contact going into turn number 3. Did not mean to. That's good sportsmanship right there as they work their way down the back straightaway. Landon Newman's going to be running the top side as Keaton Holder's trying to get that bottom side going, try to make that pass. We're going to go back up, or go up a position as Keaton Holder's going to maintain or move up into that 6th position. Now we're going to go up to your battle for 4th between Colton Snyder and Bickford, as Bickford's trying to get that bottom side going and make that pass and get into the 4th position, as Snyder's trying to maintain that 4th position and trying to get that top shelf working. Snyder's going to slide off the track just a little bit. That's going to allow Bickford to move up into your 4th position. Here comes Keaton Holder trying to get there as well as they come off turn number 4. Over popsicle sticks, but that's actually next time around, as Snyder's trying to hold on to your top 5 position, your 5th position here, and Simpson's trying to make that pass around Josh, as we do have the popsicle sticks with 2 laps remaining here for your Show Me 100. Tanner Tomasi, he's putting a show on the field here as he's putting a 5.5 second gap on the field as he just received the white flag, and Witt's just now coming around the flag stand, and one last time through 3 and 4 for Tanner Tomasi as he comes off turn 4. He's going to take the win here for your Show Me 100, moving up 6 positions. Witt in that 099 is going to be in 2nd, and Clay Simpson rounds out your top 3. We're going to hear from those 3. Tanner Tomasi, or I'm sorry, that's Tyler Bickford. Then the 07 finishes 4th. Keaton Holder 5th. Colton Snyder 6th. Landon Newman and 7th. We're going to get the rest of the field here. As you see some victory donuts done by Tanner Tomasi, we're going to hear from your top 3 here momentarily. Tanner Tomasi takes home the win in that 09. Witt Kinsley in the 099 in 2nd. Clay Simpson in 3rd. Tyler Bickford in 4th. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be Colton Snyder. I'm sorry, Keaton Holder. And Colton Snyder in 6th. Landon Newman in 7th. Jordan Complentz 8th. Brad Allman 9th. Derek Darnell 10th. And Josh Smith 11th, and rounding out the field for tonight's race in action is going to be Mr. Fry in the 99. Again, we're going to hear from your top 3 here momentarily. Okay. And hang on 1 second here. And the first person that we're going to hear from is Clay in the 25. And Clay, do you got a copy?
Yeah.
Man, that was a good battle there. Seeing you put on a show there in the heat race, first off, and taking home the win in the heat race. I know that's not the one that you absolutely wanted. You wanted this main event here, but how was the setup for you? And knowing that they're in like the middle of the race, that everyone's running that top shelf there, and what changes did you have to make to try to get around everybody there?
Yeah, I think I just got myself way too tight there at the beginning. Like that first lap, I went down there and shoved all the way across the track, and I thought as soon as we'd get some tire wear, it'd loosen up a little bit, or at least become drivable, and it just kind of never did. So, that's just kind of a mistake on my part, and yep, I just kind of dug myself in a hole from there.
And then seemed like, or I'm sorry, with the track conditions and everything, did you feel like you're tired? You had enough tire there late in the race?
Yeah, for sure. I was kind of just doing what Tanner did. There for a while, we both kind of dropped back and just rode around and saved as much tire as we could. And I knew it was kind of just going to be a race to the front. And he just threw a couple sliders there that put the car in a bad position for me. And I hit that one guy and got some right front damage. But other than that, I felt like the track was pretty good. I thought we'd see more of a middle line, but it just never really showed.
Yes, sir. And again, congratulations on finishing third here tonight. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
Uh, James and Jared Murphy back with Twisted Speed. They helped a little bit with the setup and they spotted me all night tonight. So
And thank you, sir, for taking the time after the race to come over for your interview. And once again, congratulations.
yep, no problem. Thank you.
Yep, thanks, sir. You have a good one. And there you have it, your third place finisher here tonight of Clay Simpson. Next up, we're going to hear from Whit. And Whit, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
And like I told Clay, you and him put on the show during that heat race tonight and finishing second to him, but kind of made up for it here in the feature as you finished one spot better than he did in second. Um, you're in part of the contention the whole night. It seems like was tire wear a kind of a factor for you, since it seemed like you were kind of running a little bit harder than I guess Tanner Tomasi was there. So did that play a role in tonight's race in
Yeah,
action?
yeah. Early on, I wasn't really pushing it. I was half throttle maybe at the start. I just tried to keep ground because I wasn't sure if we were gonna get cautions, but and then I got collected in that incident. And when I got in that quick repair, I went ahead and just checked the tires, see what it was like at halfway, and I was at I think like around 76 or something. So I knew that when I went back out there, I could push it harder. And once I finally got in the clear and past Clayton there, I kind of knew I knew Tanner was leading by a good bit, and so I just decided to start pushing it as hard as I could. But it was so slick. I mean, there was barely any throttle you could put into it. But yeah, tire wear was a big factor.
And it seemed like watching the replay just a little bit here on the broadcast, looks like you're staying up there to that top shelf. Was that kind of tricky running it, especially there in 3 and 4? It seemed like you got that right. Some people got that right rear off the track onto that flat platform, and then trying to. That's where it made up a lot of your ground. It seemed like.
Yeah, running the top was very tricky. Uh, it gets real tight, and I figured I just started using the brake on entry, and that started helping me a lot. But in 3 and 4, I noticed that too. Whenever they try to stay up in the grip, they kind of just the cushion wasn't there anymore, so it kind of just went off the track. So I just stayed like a lane below, and kind of kept the tires in the slick, which is different, but it was faster because I wasn't going off the track. But yeah, no, it was definitely technical up there.
And for tonight's racing, again, you came home in second, and that's nothing to hang your head down on. Congratulations on finishing second. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Speed Wrench, the guys at Speed Wrench, Shock Eye and KHR. That's pretty much it.
Again, thank you for taking the time after your race here tonight to come over and do the interview, and congratulations on finishing second here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. You have a good one.
You too.
And there you have it, your second place finisher here tonight of Wit in the 099. Next up, we're going to hear from your winner of Tanner Tomasi in the 09. And Tanner, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, that seemed like you might have saved a lot of your tire there, especially after that second caution, I believe it was, and you made your way through the field, throwing slide jobs, and then at the end of the race, you started gapping the rest of the field once you got up there towards the front. How was it? How long did you end up saving your tires there to end up coming through the field?
I believe I saved for about 30 or 40 laps roughly. There was like a point in the first 30 where I was literally just on the brakes in the corners, just letting my tires just kind of, you know, take a breather before we started to, push their brains out. Um, First and foremost, I want to give a apology to Jordan. He's one of my drivers, and we got a run going into 1 and 2, and I threw a slider, and what the tires were worn out, dude, it just slid all the way up the track, and I took his nose off and took him out of contention. So I just want to, apologize to him for that.
Yes, sir. I think I might have ended up catching that as well. I'm not sure if I did or not, but uh, seemed like you're one of the drivers that was actually getting that slider slide job line to work and make that pass. And was that kind of the strategy to make it pass? Because that didn't seem like there's much of a run on the bottom of the track here tonight.
Yeah, there wasn't much whenever the tires started to get killed because we all run such low air pressure that it just kind of turned into a momentum thing. So once our tires started to go away, it was just straight up momentum. Um, So like whenever I got clear of everybody, I started dabbling with the slider line, but that was also to just kind of try to save a right rear in case there was, a late caution. I didn't want to completely kill my stuff then. Um, but there's some mid-race contact. There was like whenever we got a restart, um, one of the cars threw a slide job on some, like three of us were stacked up, and it caused me and Clayton to get into each other, and he voiced his displeasure in it, but it wasn't really anybody's fault. Like the tires are killed, the track is killed. It's everybody's making mistakes. He made some, I made some. I really do like Clay, so I hope he realizes that nothing was intentional.
At the end of the day, I believe that everyone that races here on the simulator game, whatever aspects you want to call it, everyone has a competitive bone in them and wants to be competitive, just like real life racing.
Yeah, we put so much time into all this. We put so much time into building sets, running races to get our rating up and everything. We run a setup shop, so like we're testing for this stuff until 2 in the morning. It might be a 60 to win race. It might not even have any money. Like we just want to win races. So at the end of the day, we're all putting in a ton of time. So I understand we're gonna get frustrated, and it happens to everybody.
And once again, congratulations on your win here tonight. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you for the broadcast, taking the time out to do this. You did amazing. Thank everybody that put on this event. Dirt Series Promotions, this is it's pretty cool. There's not very many 100 lap money races. Like I said, regardless if it's $60 and nothing to win, it's still fun for us to have something different than running 50 lap officials all the time. All my guys at Speed Ranch Setups, you know, we own one of the top setup shops, if not the top setup shop on the sim. Uh, we have probably the biggest growing community on the sim. We've won countless Pro Series races and Crown Jewel events on the sim. Gears Unlimited, Billy Roberts, he does so much for me. Keaton Holder, he made this awesome wrap. You know, he was saving his tires as well. He just got caught up in some bad luck, which seems to be his par for this season. Everybody at Shot Guy Racing, Kent Hunley, Donnie Batiste, he helps me out a ton. Jonathan Atkins' wife, she's pretty hot. Everybody at Rocket Chassis, Skid Marks Towing, and like I said, everything that you do, and my buddy Wit.
Again, wouldn't be able to do it without the sponsors, and a big shout out to all your sponsors there. And once again, congratulations on your win here tonight, man.
Thank you so much, sir. You have a great night.
Yes, you too. And there you have it, your winner here tonight, Tanner Tomasi in the 09 machine. Again, that's going to complete the action here for your Show Me 100. Thanks for joining in. And again, we're going to be live once again on Right Rear Racing. Hopefully we get the Facebook side up once again, but we'll be here on YouTube as well. Again, we're going to be live on Tuesday for the Right Rear Racing UMP League. It's going to be week number 4. Next time that we're going to be here live for Dirt Series is going to be on September 17th for your World 100. Thanks for joining in, and we will catch you next time right here on Right Rear Racing.
Checkered flag flying, it's the end of the show. From dirt to the blacktop, we let it all go. Burning rubber, slamming gears, making hearts race. If you miss the heat, catch the highlight, press play. Right rear racing, lights out, that's a wrap. From the front straight to the back, we attacked every lap. Don't blink, don't sleep, we'll be back in your feed with the throttle wide open and a need for speed. We saw the drama, the thrill, the slide jobs and spins. Legends born in the booth and on tracks we win. Facebook, YouTube, hit subscribe and stay loud. We ain't slowing down, just saving it for the next round. Broadcast signed off, but the fire still burns. Catch us next time, where the story continues at full send. Right rear racing, we out, hold tight, see you next race. Under that Friday night light, no brakes, no fear, full throttle, we roll. Right rear forever, we out of control.